Hey everyone, it is good to be with you today on Read Through the Word. Every day is a great day to be on Read Through the Word, at least in my opinion. Hey, you know what? And if you haven't invited anyone lately to be part of Read Through the Word, and you thought, oh well, we're in July and we're halfway finished with the year. It is never the wrong time. It is never too late to start and read through the Word. So, in fact, we will be starting the New Testament in September. So it's actually a really good time to come in and kind of get your feet wet and get in the rhythm of how it works before we jump into the New Testament. So maybe invite somebody to be part of it. And if you are brand new to read through the Word, welcome. We're really, really happy to have you here with us. So, hey guys, what do you do for rest? Like, for just a second, think about what do I do for rest? Like, when my soul is just stressed, what do I do? For years, I've shared a little bit of this with you before. I'm not going to go into great detail, but for years, it was get in the car and go shopping. That was just for me. I saw my mom do that. At least I thought that's what she was doing. I look back now and I'm thinking, no, she wasn't. She wasn't a shopaholic. I turned into a shopaholic because that was my way of coping with the unrest in my soul. Is to go buy something new. I had credit cards from every department store and ran up debt in our home, and it was just not good. That canyon, that the secrecy created between my husband and me, it was bad. It was bad. Not like we were gonna separate or anything, but it was a mess. There was a lot of distrust after that point, and after I confessed and told him all how I had mishandled the money that he was trusting to me to take care of our home, buy our kids' clothes and all that. And so I really I got healed from that. I really was healed from that. By cutting up my credit cards. I went on a cash-only diet. I carried a notebook around, and I wrote down even a pack of gum that I bought, everything. And I turned every receipt in to Scott. He didn't ask me to. I did it for my own accountability, so that he would know what I was spending, and he could, like I said, he was holding me accountable because I told him I wanted to change, and I asked the Lord to please free me of that. And I will tell you, for years I have been freed of that. But in the last few years, it has gotten so easy to shop without leaving your home. And I have had to dial it back in, pull it back in, because I can just very easily just go online. We live in a swipe to purchase world. I mean, swipe to purchase. You see something on TV and you're like, oh, let me go see that. Oh, I like this one better, There are Facebook Marketplace. You have Etsy. You have eBay. There are all kinds of stores, and stores that that previously have not had online now have online, like TJ Maxx and Marshalls and some of those places. Because of COVID and everything that we went through in that season of COVID, stores had to get creative. And I'll tell you, this is definitely a god, an idol that I have to fight constantly, because that's my trigger point. When my nose has just decided to start running. when I get low, for whatever reason, my tank gets empty, I just will just start like thumbing around. That's so dangerous. So dangerous. Um, Another thing maybe perhaps we do for the rest for our souls, is that could be dangerous is binge watching shows, games on our devices, um, anything that will calm us down. Um, but what Jeremiah is recognizing here in to Judah is that they don't have rest for their souls, but they could have, and they decided, hey, we don't want to walk that road, right? Can you imagine somebody coming to you and saying, I can show you how to find rest for your souls, and saying, no, I don't want to walk in it? That's exactly where they found themselves, at a crossroads. And a crossroads is just a place where a vital decision has got to be made. And the people of Judah and Israel, he's speaking to Judah specifically right now, they rejected the Lord. Because you know what? Let's just be real here. The Lord's ways are not always, do not always seem the most restful. You're wanting me to stop doing what? You don't want me to go where? You're telling me not to go where? But that's where I have the most fun. That's where I have the most enjoyment. You know, it's like in our minds, it's the exact opposite. Usually, we can count on God's word being and His solution being the exact opposite of what we think will work. Margoa, I believe is the way you say that word, rest, in the Hebrew. It means the refreshing, quiet, or repose of sleep. It could mean the refreshing ease of inactivity. It could mean relief or freedom from anything that's worry and troubles and disturbs your spirit. It's a period of inactivity, repose, solitude, and tranquility. None of those sound like a shopping marathon to me. Or binge watching something. Repose, solitude, tranquility. Those are the things that God was offering His people. He's saying, you know what? Ask for the good old godly ways. And that simply means, I hope I included this in your notes. I'm not sure if I did or not, but from the commentary, it means the way of godliness and righteousness has always been the way of God. Godliness and righteousness has always been the way that God blesses, and is where He brings us peace. So when He's saying ask for the old ways, He's telling them, go back to the old ways that were taught to your ancestors. They knew exactly what He was talking about, but they said, no, we don't want to. So could it be that we don't have rest for our souls because we didn't ask for the godly way? So if you're having trouble and you don't have rest for your soul, examine and say, okay, wait a minute. Did I even seek the Lord about this? Or am I just seeking worldly pleasures and trying to solve this situation, or that's not the right way to put it. I'm trying to bring resolution and peace to myself. Could it be that I didn't ask for the godly way? Could it be that I did ask and decided I didn't want to walk in it because I didn't like what was revealed? That's highly likely for me. Basically, He's saying, stop, ask, and walk. And I love that word walk. It doesn't have any deep Hebrew meaning. It just means put one foot in front of the other. In other words, do what he says to do. Stop, look around. Examine the choices. Ask for directions from the Lord, and what he says, go in that direction. That is where you are going to find the refreshing quiet and repose of sleep. That is where you're going to find the ease or inactivity of labor. It is where you're going to find relief and freedom from worries and troubles. It is going to be where you find inactivity, repose, and solitude, and a mental calm and a spiritual calm. That's where you're going to find it. At the crossroads, ask God which way you should go and walk in it. It's really simple and yet complex because it competes with the world. And the world makes it look so good. And the world's always opposite of God. So if it looks good to the world around you, and it looks good for that person, but that person's not a believer, don't follow that person. Don't follow that person. Follow the Lord in the good, godly, righteous ways of his word. See you next time on Read Through the Word.